to send me a message and let me know how it went for you, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I just wanted to jump on, and you all see some of my posts. A lot of it deal with therapy. A lot of it deals with mental health. But I also am I actually am a communications coach, a communications specialist per se. Spent the last 20 years speaking, giving briefs and presentations in the Marine Corps. And what I realize is that so many people have a hard time communicating. And it's not only communicating from the stage with public speaking, but it's also communicating at home. Being able to, speak with our spouses or our children, and being able to have that two-way dialogue that is considerate of the receiver, not offensive to certain people, and also be able to speak up for yourself. I do this with my son quite often, and I talk to him about how we teach people how to treat us. So based off of our actions, what we respond to, what we allow people to do to us, to say to us, to make us feel, based off of our communication or lack thereof, we teach people how to treat us. So that's why communication is important. We know that it's important, right? We hear that in relationships. Oh, you guys got to work on it. You just got to communicate. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm saying words, but are they being heard? Am I saying the right things? Am I speaking up for myself in areas where I need some work on, right? Or areas where I'm strong at, but I may need a little assistance in some other areas, okay? So public speaking, I love it. I love being on a platform. I love, empowering other women and men to be great. And I actually did a presentation on self-care today. So a couple tips, just want to throw a couple things out there and some things that work for me and some things that I help my clients with when it comes to communicating and when it comes to speaking. So, and I know Bryce, you have your presentation tomorrow. So Bryce, can you tell me how long did it take you to prepare for your presentation? And while you're typing that in, if you don't mind, that's my first tip, is knowing your topic. Preparing your topic when you are going to present to an audience, or even if you're going to speak in a meeting, right? I have been in plenty places where people just clam up. People just straight freeze. And it's just in a conference room, just in a classroom. Hi, poet. There are people that have so much anxiety when it comes to speaking that it pretty much debilitates them, right? And really knowing your topic, knowing exactly what you want to say, and being able to structure it how you need it to be. Hey, D. Hey, Ham. Hey, lady. Hey, sis. Is absolutely, hey, Robin, thanks for joining. Absolutely important. Because when you know your topic, and there's a saying that you know your topic and the words will follow. If I know exactly what I'm talking about, and no one's saying that you have to be the ultimate expert, right? You may be talking on a subject that you are familiar with. You don't have to be the ultimate expert. However, if you are presenting the information, you definitely need to be an expert in the information that you are presenting to your audience. So that's why knowing your topic is extremely important. You have to know, because as you're in front of your audience, some may have questions afterwards, right? So if I know my topic, and if I get those questions, or if I get some added input, that was some things that happened with me today as I was going over some different points. People were adding in additional information, and it was a good thing. And that's where that two-way dialogue comes from when you're giving a presentation. So it just helps to build the momentum as you're going through, right? So knowing your topic builds your credibility. Not only if I'm on a public platform, but even if I'm in a classroom, in a conference room, in a meeting. Know exactly what you're going to talk about, but you also need to know some points behind it in case you receive some questions or someone wants to add to. And that helps with your credibility, and that also helps with your confidence. Ooh, that's a good one. Right? Your confidence creates the connection with your audience. That speaks to your professionalism, that confidence. That confidence speaks to your knowledge level on the subject or the topic, right? But leaders are confident. You can always tell when someone's not so sure about the information that they're going to pass. You can also tell in relationships at home. When things get rough, when things get rocky. Hey. Ooh, and it helps people to trust you. Absolutely, it sure does. If you're up giving a presentation, if you guys are talking in a circle, people trust that you know what you're talking about with that confidence and with your knowledge. That's good. Thanks for that, poet. For sure. So, knowing your topic, the better that you know your material is absolutely key. Confidence builds your credibility, right? Also, know your audience. Why do we think that knowing our audience is so important? What do we think? Know your audience. So I knew who was in my audience today. I was speaking with the event coordinator before the event. So I knew who was going to be there. I knew their age group. I knew their gender, right? I knew their background. The majority of them were military, retired, wives. So because you know how to present the information. Absolutely. Yes. That's wonderful. You know how to present the information. You can tailor the information, right? When you know who's in your audience. And that right there is going to enhance the experience. A lot of times when we're giving a presentation, it's an experience, right? Ham says knowing the audience helps you target them. Yes, I can target them. So when I'm targeting my audience, when I know who's in my audience, it helps that target, right? And it also helps me, and that's a great point that you made, Daryl. It helps me to give them what they need, right? And what they're looking for. So when we're giving these presentations, when we're giving these talks, when we're using our stories to make those connections, I'm able to make a deeper connection if I know who's in my audience. That's good. Relatability. Create that space to receive the message. Oh, yes. That's a good one right there. And you know who's in your audience, so you know you can use certain language, right? If I know certain people are in my audience, there may be, if I know that there's a younger audience, I may use some younger lingo. But if they're a bit older, based off of where they come from, I may not use that same language. So I'm trying to relate to my audience. I need to pass that information. I have a message. They need to receive it. But I need to be relatable to my audience. That's good. H&D, that's good. Bryce says, knowing your audience helps us communicate effectively. It sure does. It helps you to reach your audience members. And it allows them to be able to walk away with exactly the message that you were trying to convey and give them. So that's exactly right. That's good. And stories are great, poet. Stories are our strength. Actually,